Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Elden Ring. This is a live recording guide, so I'm not editing this at all. This is just a guide to kind of show you how to gain access to a bunch of bosses, because I know this question is going to come up, and it's easier to make a companion piece rather than explain it at the beginning of every single video. So this is that companion piece. Before we even get started, you need to watch a different guide, because you need to have gained access to the Divine Tower of Liurnia. In order to do that, you got to go on a long quest line, kill a bunch of bosses, including General Radahn, go through Nokkon, do the whole thing. And then at the end of that quest line, Ranni, the witch in the area Three Sisters, which is up here, Ranni will give you an item that allows you to gain access to the Divine Tower, and then she will disappear from Three Sisters. And then at that moment, the final tower here, Renna's Rise, will be available. At the top of this tower is a teleporter that you want to take. And that teleporter will lead you to a new area. So spoiler warnings from here on out, because this is pretty big stuff. So you've been warned. With that teleporter, you will end up here in Ainsel River Main. So I'm going to turn my UI back on. And in this area, we're going to venture through, and I'm going to show you how to get through it. And from here, we're going to be able to challenge some bosses and get to another area. So we're going to go to... we're going to be able to challenge Dragonkin Warrior of Lake of Rot, Aztel Natural Born of the Void, also technically in Lake of Rot, and then we're going to get a rematch with Glintstone Dragon Adjula. That's the dragon that was in Three Sisters that disappeared. We're going to be able to actually fight it and kill it. And then this area that we're going to end up in finally is actually going to have a secret for a secret ending, and I will talk about that. I haven't yet made my guides for the secret endings because I haven't actually beaten the game yet. I mean, look at my map. A lot of it's still blank, so I'm not even close. But in any event, once you take the portal from Renna's Rise, you will arrive here in Ainsel River Main, and then in front of you, as long as you followed the quest, there will be a doll here that looks suspiciously like Ranni. So go ahead and pick that up. And then, do I still have it in my key items? Actually, don't know. Yeah, so, okay. It is still there, but I haven't read that description yet, so I don't want to spoil anything. But once you have the doll, you want to rest at this site of grace, and then you're going to have a new option here, somewhere in here, called Speak to the Doll. It won't say anything to you, but it's important that you do it. Okay, so now it's time to adventure through this Ainsel River Main. Okay, so when you get here the first time, there will be a big... moth, butterfly, crazy skull thing hanging from the ceiling. You may have seen one in Old Palace Ruins below us, actually. So to deal with it, you want to keep ducking for cover behind the buildings here. Just do your best to, you know, not die. Keep ducking for cover, and then you can follow this path. Again, make sure you stay behind the buildings when it's shooting out the gravity stones. You'll be able to come through here, and then you can actually get in close and kill it. And then once it's dead, it's dead. And when you're close to it, it'll stop, for the most part, using gravity magic. If it starts to cast a spell again, then just run behind cover. Okay, once it's dead, you want to travel down the river, and you're going to be fighting a bunch of ants again. As you can see, I died. So I'll bring up my map. Oh, no, I have clay people on me. I can't bring up my map. Okay, it's all good. So I am going to just take a little bit of time to kill these things. Oh, God. Okay. Because they chase you down, and I don't want to die. All right. Cool. So we're in this river, and then we're basically just going to keep following through here, and then end up here at the Noxtella Waterfall Basin. Okay, so you can go through there if you'd like. There's some treasure down there, but we're going to go through here. This is going to lead us into a new section of Noxtella, and then once you reach here, you're going to want to rest at this site of grace, and then speak with the doll again, and this time it will talk to you. And it reveals itself to be Ranni. And she tells you that she's on a mission here, she's trying to get vengeance, whatever. Keep helping her. So you're going to progress through this whole area, and then the critical path is up this staircase. No, it's actually down. Sorry. The critical path is down here. So you're eventually going to move through here, and yeah, you see that correctly. You've got a Nox priestess riding an ant, because why not? There's actually a lot of item descriptions down here that explain a lot, which is nice. It says that like they lived down here under a false moon or something like that. All right. That's a treasure. That's not the critical path. So you have these orbs. When you kill them, they put out electricity. So what I recommend doing is not killing them. And I'm being dead serious. The reason you don't want to kill them is because they emit electricity, and when one dies, they all die. So I'm okay dying right here. I don't really mind, because just ahead of us is a building up on a cliff up there. That is an elevator that will bring us down to the next area. So I'll show you that now. So we go to the waterfall basin, and I'll go back up to get my souls, or my runes, sorry. So it'll bring us down here. There's an elevator here, and I'll just show you the opposite end of this. What's really cool is if you ventured into Ainsel River via Liurnia near the Carian study hall, there's a well there that'll bring you down. You would have fought a boss called the Dragonkin Warrior of Noxtella. That boss is literally right down here. I would love to know if you're able to see it while you're up here. I would love to know. But anyway, my runes are over there. I'm not going to go get them, but they're there. So that's sort of the path, is you just follow along. Oh, God. And then you're able to... Jesus Christ. I have no luck. You're able to get in here, take the elevator down, and then you'll be good. Hopefully she doesn't fall on top of me. That would be bad. Okay. So once you are all the way down... Should be in a second. Yep. Once you're all the way down, you can rest at this site of grace, speak with the doll one more time, and then she'll tell you, like, oh, we're almost here, we're almost here. I think you speak with her again. And then you're going to roll through this cave. Heads up, there are basilisks in this cave, and those basilisks, if you've played a Dark Souls game, are not friends. So they can build up what is called instant death in this game. It's the sort of gray meter that builds. If that builds all the way, you die. So we're going to come out through here, and if you're on Ronnie's quest line, which I think you have to be to get here, if I'm not mistaken, there will be an enemy here. You've got to kill that enemy, and then upon doing so, you will get an item. The item is, believe it or not, a key, and when we get to the next point of grace, I will show you where that key goes. But again, you have to be on Ronnie's quest in order to get that key, and that key is super important for the secret ending. So we're going to recall this elevator really quick, because I haven't written it since the first time. And again, I will, once I beat the game and actually get the endings and stuff, I will make walkthroughs, like much more in-depth walkthroughs on everything. This is really just to answer the question of how do I fight this boss. That's really the questions I'm answering here. Okay, so we're going to rest here, but then I'm actually going to show you the key that you get will open the chest that is in the room with Renala. So after you've beaten Renala in the Academy of Raya Lucaria, you can come back here and open this chest. In this chest is a ring. I don't have the ring anymore because I completed the quest, but you need that ring. Okay. So, and you can see, like, we are literally right below the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Like, we're right below it. Everything is built on top of each other. Oh my God, From Software world building is unmatched. Okay, so this is the Lake of Rot, and everything in here builds Scarlet Rot. So as soon as you touch the water, you're building Scarlet Rot. The objective here is to find the obelisks and step on buttons that are right in front of them, and then that will lift up platforms throughout. There is an optional boss in the distance over here. That is the Dragonkin Warrior. Have a guide for that, linked in the description below if you need help. One thing I highly, highly recommend is you need to be able to craft preserving boluses, or boluses. The cookbook for this is in Siofra River. I'll show it to you real fast because it's like shockingly not hidden at all. Okay, go to the Siofra River bank site of grace, and then you're just going to turn around, and there will be a corpse. What's funny is you don't actually get up from the site of grace. You just arrive. Okay, so we're going to step up here, and then there's going to be a couple of enemies back here, and there's a corpse right over here that has the cookbook that teaches you how to craft those preserving boluses. And the materials are somewhat hard to come by, but if you've explored Caelid at all, you should have plenty. But again, that's up to you. But that's the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook number 6. It sells that. Okay, so you arrive at the Lake of Rot, and then you can kill the Dragonkin warrior, and then eventually you should arrive at the other side of the lake to the Grand Cloister, which is right here. So the Lake of Rot is back upstairs. Okay, so here in the Grand Cloister, we're going to go downstairs, and then you would think that the main place to go is through that door. Not so much. In there is treasure, not much else. Good treasure, but not much else. So we're going to drop down these... Oh, God. We're going to drop down these platforms. And then you notice those, like, weird little bloodborne bug-looking dudes. Oh, that would have been cool if it was an illusory wall. I wasn't sure. So we got these bloodborne-looking dudes. I'm going to do my best to run past them. I would love it if they don't see me. Wow, you really can crouch run. That's cool. So we're going to keep going. We're going to jump over here. Careful of the Scarlet Rot. It will keep building for a second. We're going to come down here, and then, because we learned nothing from Dark Souls 1, we're going to get into the coffin. And when you rest in the coffin, I'm going to skip the cutscene just because it's a little long. When you rest in the coffin, you will arrive here, which is still technically the Lake of Rot. But there will be a boss, Aztel Natural Born of the Void. So, if you pull out the map, and then you switch above ground, you will notice that we are right near the village of the Albinorics in Liurnia, and we weren't able to get up there before. But once you defeat the boss, you will be able to. So I have a guide for Aztel linked in the description below. As of this recording, these videos aren't live, but they're rendering as I'm recording this, so they'll be up within the next 12 hours. Okay, so you fight the boss, and I'm literally just going to warp to the other side because it's faster than running. You fight the boss, and then you'll be able to exit out of this cave. So from this cave, you will come up to... Actually, it's going to be quicker to warp again. So you're going to come up to an area called the Moonlight Altar. And it's just a big elevator that you ride up. It's basically a well, just like before, just like the others. So you come up to the Moonlight Altar, and then you can rest at this site of grace. And then in this area is where you're going to be able to fight Glintstone Dragon Adula. Believe it or not, Adula is another word for moonstone, the precious gem. Pretty cool. And the green one in Liurnia that you fight in the lake, that one's name is Afrikaans for emerald. Pretty cool. All right, so after you defeat the dragon, you can explore this whole area. You'll come to the Cathedral of Manicelis, and then this is where things get pretty trippy. So, if you've gotten the ring out of the Grand Library in Raya Lucaria, you've completed Ranni's questline, you're ready to go. What you want to do is you want to drop down into this hole. And then, drop down, down, down. You come in here, and then in this room, I don't want to go too far because I don't want to like spoil what things look like, but in this room down here, you will find Ranni again, speak with her, and then that will complete the quest. And then you should have access, I'm assuming, to a secret ending. Judging by the dialogue there, it sounds like that's what it's leading up to. But what I want to tell you is to reload the game. Do save and quit. Go to System, Quit Game, reload your file after you've spoken to her and exhausted her dialogue and everything's good. And there will be a treasure waiting for you. Really important treasure. Cannot stress that enough. I don't know why they made you reload the game or warp back. It makes no sense. They should have just given it to you right away. I hope you can't hear these fire engines, but I'll wrap up the guide here. But that's it. That's how you get up here. It's a long quest chain, and again, you must have completed the parts that lead you to the Divine Tower of Liurnia. I'll link that video in the description, along with all these boss guides once they're up. But for now, that is it. Since I won't be rolling credits on this video, and it will be live, or will be live recorded, I'm going to give a shout-out to my channel members, orally, an actual shout-out. Okay, we have John Aldrich with 22 months, Tammy Skinner with 21, Hector J. Estrada with 9. He just resubbed 10 days ago. Thank you. Joe Saunders with 9 months, Daniel Cockerill with 4, Brian Brubaker with 2 months, Spencer Young with 2 months, and Charles Jam with 26 days. Thank you to everybody for being channel members. Really appreciate that. If you are interested in supporting the channel monetarily and you want to become a channel member, click the blue join button below this video. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring, subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. Any questions, leave a comment. I'll help you out. And as always, follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, links are in the description. And as always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.